What's going on, guys? In this video, we're going to talk about this contraption here, all right? And why it might be something you didn't know you probably needed. Check it out. So this is a Tib Bar from the home gym guys, okay? As for why you might need something like this, it's ultimately, or its primary function, only function really, is to strengthen your tibialis muscle. Ultimately, the reason you would want to strengthen your tibialis muscles is because it creates longevity for explosive athletes. The tibialis is the muscle in front of the shin. A lot of us forget there's a muscle there, but if you dorsiflex your foot or point your toes up towards your knees, you'll see a muscle in front of your shin bone. We often strengthen our calf muscles, ACL, hamstrings, and basically our whole posterior chain. So whether you're strength training or functional fitness training or doing athletics, a lot of our function just tends to fall on the posterior chain or the backside, specifically the whole backside of the leg. Now you do work the front side with your quads and everything, but the muscles that really get neglected is the tibialis, because ultimately, how can you work that muscle? And why would you want to? The reason I came across this kind of stuff is I started watching the Knees Over Toes guy, because he was always talking about all these different exercises and ways to basically but strengthen your knees. Over years of strength training and functional fitness and martial arts, grappling, all of it, there are times my knees are just shredded. And I really wish I had ways to strengthen my knees, and I do a lot of leg work, I do a lot of recovery. Look at my channel, a lot of recovery tools, massage therapy, percussion massagers, ice, like CBD, all the different things to keep my knees functional. But I can't say that they were ever super strong. So through ATG training, the Knees Over Toes guy basically is saying that through the methods that he has created, you can strengthen your knees. One of the primary tools through these methods is this Tib Bar right here. Again, by using the Tib Bar, you strengthen tibialis, so the back of your leg is always getting worked and strengthened, but your knee has stress because the front of your leg, your front of your shin, the other side of your calf, is not really getting enough work, so there's an imbalance. So by strengthening the tibialis muscle, we can basically balance out your knee and really just strengthen it and just make you a better athlete through making everything stronger all around. Now, when I initially looked up the Tib Bar from the home gym guys, which is the Tib Bar that is recommended by the Knees Over Toes guy, I looked for alternatives. Ultimately, because the Tib Bar is the most expensive option. There's another website called the Tib Bar Guy, and his is much more affordable, and there's even a more affordable option. I can't remember that website right now. I'll maybe put it up or something, but that one's made out of plastic. So the Tib Bar made by the home gym guys is your most expensive option when it comes to getting a Tib Bar. So is it worth that price? As far as the Tib Bar guy, what I've understood as far as the one he makes, there is plastic parts to it. The cheaper one that I was talking about is really plastic. It's made out of PVC pipe, so it's your cheapest option. And the Tib Bar again is the most expensive at basically $200, not including shipping. So at first I just wasn't willing to spend all that if I didn't know if this exercise would really even help my knees. So I started doing basically the zero version, which was no weight. You extend your toes forward and then you pull them up towards your knees, and you just basically do the exercises that way. I did start to feel a little bit of difference. Shockingly, my tibialis were actually a little sore, so I had to run my massage gun across the front of my shins. So there had to be some merit to it. From there, I aimed to really discover if the Tib Bar was going to take it to the next level. So I decided, look, I like strong products, especially when it comes to strength training of any kind. If I'm throwing weights on it, I don't want plastic. I will spend the money to get something that's built solid. Now, right off the bat, this is built solid. When you open the box, it's packaged very well. It does come from Australia. as I believe. So the shipping does take a little bit of time. It's not like you're going to get it in a couple days. I think, again, we've been spoiled, but maybe in the current times we've gotten used to some shipping delays. But I did get it, I'd say maybe just under 2 weeks. Now, when you pull all the parts out, the assembly is very basic. It comes with one card with basically 3 steps to assemble the Tib Bar. I mean, it's idiot proof. So here's the Tib Bar itself. The construction is solid. You've got your rubber pieces here to protect your toe, the back of your, the top of your feet. Your heels go in here, and it's very, I'll show some B-roll of us using it. So it's very simple once you put the weights on it. The weights slide on here. What you have here is a safety clamp. It comes off very simply and attaches very simply, okay? Now, the only thing I would say is weird is that this clamp, this is a regular clamp. There's nothing special about this clamp. Matter of fact, I have many of those clamps, see? So there's nothing special about this clamp. But the clamp they send, man, look, it barely fits on there. It's a tight, snug fit, but that's probably a good thing because as you're tipping your toes forward and back, I guarantee you do not want the weight sliding forward. And for that reason, they even added this additional safety pin. So trust me, the weights are not going to slide off this. So that's good construction. Everything is solid. It's all metal. This screws in here. This attaches here. They send you an Allen wrench to attach this, and you're off to the races. This is kind of, this is a nice little touch. They've got the etched engraving here with the Home Gym Guys, the name of the company. So that's really cool. That's pretty much it. So it's a very basic piece of equipment. And again, you have to ask yourself, is this worth $200? Now, just at a glance, I don't know if this is worth $200. That's just my opinion. It is solid construction. It is made very well, but it's such a small piece. I don't know what it cost them to make. Do I think they could lower the price a little bit? Yes, but again, I don't know what it cost them to make. On the flip side of that, where I will say that the $200 is worth it is because I do believe that this thing works. I've been using it for a few days. I have been doing the dorsiflexion of my foot, like pulling my toes up for a couple of weeks without any weights, and now being able to do it with weights, I love it. Quick thing on that. I train barefoot a lot because I do a lot of functional training. So I just basically slid my feet into the Tib Bar barefoot, and that did not go well. Nothing bad happened. It's just that my feet couldn't anchor properly in the Tib Bar, and it just moves around too much. So you will have to wear shoes whenever you use the Tib Bar. So I have to go put on a pair of shoes whenever I use it, which I usually, again, this is my own gym, so I train barefoot in here, or maybe I have a pair of socks on or something. Slight inconvenience for me, but not a big inconvenience. It's negligible. I started with about 15 pounds. Now I pretty much keep about a 25-pound plate on there. Seems to be the sweet spot for me. I tend to do about 20 reps, very slow, maybe a 4 to 5 second tempo. Right now, I'm pretty much using it every day. I don't know if that's right or wrong, but I'm not having issues. And I am feeling really good. My knees are feeling strong. Now, full disclosure, I am mixing in a lot of the other exercises from the ATG training method, basically from the knees over toe guy, knees over toe lunges and some slant board work. So I'm mixing in those things, and I'm sure those are having a factor. But honestly, when I was doing those exercises, they were making my knee hurt a little bit, and my knee felt looser. Since using the Tib Bar, it feels like it's tightened things up. I think those other exercises were still working the posterior chain and not really working the front. And now with the Tib Bar and really working my tibialis, I think it's balanced things out a little bit. Now it's all coming together. Another thing for me, why this benefits me, is strengthening that muscle is huge for me because I'm a Muay Thai instructor. I have a Muay Thai school. So we have to have strong shins when we check kicks or throw kicks. So that's just an added benefit for someone like me. In the end, I believe this to be something of great benefit to someone like me. If you are a serious athlete and you deal with any issues with your knees and you do any kind of explosive movements, running, plyometrics, anything that basically causes wear on your knees and your knees just are feeling weak, I believe this to be of great benefit. So check it out, guys. Check out the Knees Over Toes guy. He's blowing up right now, and rightly so. The guy is a wealth of knowledge, and he's come back from a lot of serious knee issues, and it obviously works for him, and it's something that I'm willing to adopt because, again, I want to train forever. I've already been training for a long time, and the wear is there, and so I have to focus on my recovery and strengthening things that I never really considered strengthening. So check out the Tib Bar, guys. I'll make sure I put the link in the description below. Thank you for your time. Remember, keep fighting for fit, no excuses. And I appreciate you guys watching the video. Please be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll keep this thing going. And I'll see you in the next video.